Since the beginning of time, everyone has tried to figure out a surefire method for how to move out villagers. You get those pesky people in your island and you say, I want to get rid of them. And so we've all come up with different tricks, things that seem reliable, ways to make it work. But today, I've got the actual algorithm that makes this happen straight from the game itself. What's going on, guys and girls? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hit that like button if you are excited to find out how this exactly goes down. And if you're having fun with Animal Crossing, let me know in the comments down below what villager you want to move out. Go. Give me the name of the person you want out. Right now, I'm thinking about Groucho. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm thinking about it. This is going to get a little bit deep, so I'm going to try my best to run through everything with you and explain it. I've got examples. We'll try to make it simple. Basically, everybody's tricks that they've been using so far, they've been working, mine included, because they're playing a part in this algorithm, but the tricks themselves aren't actually what's causing this to happen. No, the tricks are actually not really tricks. They're more just, we sort of understood a little bit of the science behind this, and so it kind of worked, but this is the exact thing that's happening. I'm going to bring it up. We're going to go straight into it. I don't want to waste anybody's time. Ninji, the famed Animal Crossing Dataminer, who has told us all sorts of things about Red and Leaf and eventually Brewster, says, so here's some stuff about how villagers in ACNH move out. This info was collected from the code in 1.2.0, but to my knowledge, the behavior in 1.2.1 is not changed at all. First off, the big point, you must have at least 6 villagers living on your island before any will consider moving out. So if you've got under 6, forget it. It's not going to happen. You need to fill up your island, and then you can start making changes, which is good to know. It's pretty interesting and important. Now we're going to go to the nitty-gritty math. And I know a lot of you probably aren't big math fans, so I've got examples. I'm going to do my best to explain this to everybody. The way villagers move out is actually calculated by a math equation. And so you time traveling, you bugging them, you waiting around, it's modifying little bits of the equation, but it's not actually doing anything. I mean, it's doing something, but it's not, like I said, it's not like the trick itself is what's causing it. It's that you're subconsciously accidentally playing into this in-game algorithm that this comes straight from the code. This is from the code of the game. This is how the game knows to move out villagers. So this can't be debated. This is what it is. On a given day, the percentage chance of someone asking to move is given by V times 5 plus C, where V is the amount of villagers you have and C is the move out talk count, the amount of days since you last told a villager to leave or stay, maxing at 30. Now, there are a couple conditions on that. I'm going to go over them first before I give you examples of this math equation so you can start to figure it out for yourself. And if you guys want to screenshot this, I totally understand. There is a 5-day cooldown after telling a villager to leave or stay. So nobody will ask to move if the move out talk count is less than 5. The move out talk count also can max out at 30, so that value will be between 5 and 30. That is part of that earlier equation. There is also a 15-day cooldown starting on the day the villager has left the island and freed up the plot. This is called the move out skip count. Now, if these checks pass, a random villager will be picked who will ask to move out. But let's not even get to that formula yet. Let's go back to this one. How is this calculated? What does it mean? Basically, if someone is asked to move, no one can move out within 5 days of that person asking to move. If someone has actually moved out, there's a 15-day cushion between anyone even asking. But if those checks pass, if someone hasn't moved out for 15 days, if no one's asked in at least 5 days, then here is what you've got. So before we get into the specifics, basically it's all math determining if a villager moves out or doesn't. And you'll see once we go over some examples why time traveling and stretching the amount of days between villagers moving out or stretching the amount of days between someone asking to move out is in fact enhancing your chances of moving out, but it's all because of the math. So take a look at this right here. Here's the equation. V times 5 plus C equals the percentage chance on a given day. V is your total villagers, C is the move out talk count. So you want the most villagers for the best chance, and you want the highest move out talk count, and it maxes at 30. Remember, move out talk count is how many days have passed since someone asked to move out. So let's go through some examples to try and have an understanding. If you have the max amount of villagers, 10, and if you've maxed out the move out talk count to 30 or more and it stays at 30, then you have a 10 times 5 plus 30, 80% chance. So if you have a full island and it's been at least 30 days since someone has asked to move out, That's a pretty good chance. And that is why when you time travel away in the future, you're stretching that 30 days, and that's why you get that higher chance. Now, let's say you are just over the 5-day minimum between someone asking to move out. That's 10 times 5 plus 6 equals a 56% chance. Now, let's say you have a smaller island with 6 villagers. Because remember, 6 villagers is the minimum amount of villagers that you need to have someone ask to move out. That would be 6 times 5 plus, let's say, the max move out talk count of 30, 60% chance. And remember, there's a 15-day window that cancels all of this out if you have had someone actually move out. I hope that makes pretty solid sense. Let's dig deeper. Ninji tells us how the game decides who moves out. It's not just random, and it is based on how much friendship you have, but it's a little more complicated than that. If these checks pass, a random villager will be picked who will ask to move out. Each villager's chance is based on friendship and calculated by floor of 300 minus A divided by 10 minus R. I'm sorry that this is so dense and intense. I'm gonna help you out again. A equals the average friendship they have with all island residents, meaning you or your family or spouses or whoever plays with you. R equals the amount of residents with over 200 friendship. Now you might be saying, how do they calculate friendship? Well, friendship is 0 to 255, starting at 25. So this starts at a 27 value for new villagers, going down with higher friendship levels, and villagers will be excluded from this entirely. They won't even be a part of the friendship equation if their house is being moved, if their birthday was in the last 7 days, if they were picked last time and told to stay, or they moved in recently. Now, Ninji says that last point about moved in recently isn't 100% sure, but it's supposed to be based on a variable called newest villager index. All right. Example time? So you've gone through this equation, V times 5 plus C, you have the percentage chance, maybe it's like 80%, and then, you go to the friendship equation, 300 minus A divided by 10 minus R, A equals the average friendship with residents, R equals the amount of residents with over 200 friendship. So if a villager is brand new and you haven't given them items, you haven't, really came and loved them up, they're going to start at a 25 friendship level. So let's say there's a brand new villager. The chance that that villager is picked is going to be 300 minus that 25 friendship scale divided by 10, because that's your maximum villager count, minus 0 if you aren't really buddy-buddy with a bunch of other villagers, equals 27.5. So it's about 27 is what the starting value is. Now that's not percentage, that's a value. And the game will compare that value based on all of your villagers. So the villagers that you do interact with more, that you do give gifts to more, that you are friendly with more, they will have a less chance of being picked, but it's all calculated based on this equation right here. And I know that's crazy amounts of information. Feel free to watch it back if you want. It's not as fun as just saying, time travel into the future. And actually, if you want, if you hate math and you hate these equations, you can say just time travel to the future. Because what I'm telling you is, even though the tricks aren't actually tricks, they are playing into these algorithms and these equations by stretching the move out talk count, and by gaining distance between villagers moving out, and by avoiding someone just moving in, and by avoiding someone having a birthday. And so that's why, if you want this boiled down really simply, yes, just time travel. But if you want to know exactly how it works, that's exactly how it works. And it's none of our tricks. It's a math equation that the game is using to determine who moves out, how often, and when. And that's pretty freaking cool that now we understand the official way that Nintendo has wanted this to work. This is what happens. They go by those equations. And it seems a little high to me. Like, the percentage chances seem high. And if they seem high to you, like, wow, 80% chance, I rarely ever have someone move out. That doesn't seem right. It's because there's a lot of checks. Remember, if someone has asked to move out, that activates a little window where no one can move out. If someone has actually moved out, that activates a big window where no one can move out. So there's a lot of different checks going on. And just because a day has like a 60% chance, there's also a 40% chance that that day doesn't have anyone ask to move out. And then once you get to the next day, it resets. It's not like it compounds and says, someone hasn't moved out recently, let's do it again. And the game has a maximum move out talk count threshold of 30. So you'll never have like a 90% chance, but it is possible to get up to an 80% chance. And that's why you're seeing a lot of YouTubers, including myself, have the ability to frequently move out villagers and to mess with their population, decide who they want, and really manipulate their island to get the best villagers that are right for them. And now you know how it works behind the scenes. Is this balloon stuck? Oh, the game is just seeming a little stuck. But that balloon's just hanging there. Maybe there'll be an equation about balloons. But for today, hope you enjoyed your math lesson. I know a lot of people's classes were canceled, so I'm sorry if I brought back nightmarish vibes of math class. whether you're in elementary, middle, high, college, or beyond. So there you have it. I'm sure there'll be more and more tricks that play into this algorithm now that we know the exact equation. But remember, at the end of the day, it's just numbers. Nothing you do is specially. So there you have it. Now you know. And I'm sure there'll be more and more tricks now that we know this equation that play into the algorithm. But just remember, it's numbers, not magic, that are making villagers move out. There isn't any special way to really get it to happen. It's just playing into the formula and making sure you understand the math. Thanks a lot for watching, guys and girls. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know in the comments down below. Smash that like button. Who do you want to move out? Definitely not Anka. Absolutely not Marina. Probably not Gayla. And for sure, not you. I love you guys so much. Thanks for your support. Join the Discord server if you want. Switch Strong. Link in the description down below. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I have a fantastic slate of videos coming soon. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy. I love you a lot. SwitchForce out.